Hi everybody, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So it's Wellness Wednesday, so I'm going to do my wellness update for this week. We'll start off with food and exercise, and then I have done some stuff decorating the inside of my planner finally, so I'll show you guys that as well. So I had a bit of a bad week with food. I had a massive chocolate craving a couple of nights after work and succumbed once or twice. Not massively falling off the wagon. There was only one bad meal, which was Subway, so it's not as bad as it could have been. But yeah, just this has been the first week that the food's been a challenge. Like last week was hard because we went out for dinner and there's just nothing you can do about it. But this week was hard because I actually was craving chocolate and I was craving sweet stuff and I was getting frustrated with what I was eating. So it's the first time there's been that actual I don't want to do this hurdle. So thankfully I've got over it at the moment. Trying not to partake in too many extra little bits and pieces, but have just kind of not resigned myself, but just being kind to myself in the way that I'm not jumping up and down when I do something wrong. If what I need to do, if I've had a bad day, if I just need something to get me through the day, then a little bit of chocolate's not going to kill me. So it's not as I wish I had the what's the word I'm looking for, the strength to kind of not need to do that, but this has been one of those weeks where I needed some sweet stuff to get me through. Exercise wise hasn't been too bad. 2 games of netball this week. Only ran twice though. But that said, I'm actually starting to hurt. The first 2 or 3 weeks we did it wasn't really hurting all that much, but last week was the first time that we were actually running and I had to stop, not because I was pooped, but because I actually hurt. So it kind of rolls into what I'm about to talk to you guys about. So right at the start, in the wellness plan there's a goals section, which is one of the sections that I really liked and that I'm going to use going forward, and I'll show you how in just a sec. But I set myself the goal that I was going to get through the first 4 weeks of the Couch to 5K app. That seemed to me like a really easy thing to do. It's only 3 times a week that you've got to go running, and I thought that would be really simple. The issue that we had is that I got sick, so I was playing catch up, and just with how busy I've been lately and how sore I've been, I kind of haven't gone as often as I need to keep that up. So I'm not, when I say I'm giving up on the goal, I'm letting it go. I'm not going to jump up and down that I didn't achieve it, because I can't achieve it now no matter what I do. I'd have to run every day, morning and a couple of nights to catch it up, and that just seems ridiculous. And more to the point, I'm actually not doing the task that they give me fully. I'm kind of, it's like it'll be that you have to run for 1.5 minutes, and I might only be running for 1:20, and I just can't push myself that extra 10. Rather than going on to the next week where you've got to run for 2, I'm actually going to pull back and I'm going to do that week again. So I'm going to make sure I complete it properly before I try and push myself on, just so I can get that goal, because I'm not going to get any fitter and I'm not going to get any better at it until I actually finish the job I've started. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go back and do, I think it's half of week 2, start of week 3 again, so that I can actually make sure I can jog for that 1.5 minutes, and making that jog, the jump to 2 minutes isn't going to be quite so complicated. So that's how I'm going with my goals and my exercise and my food. I wouldn't give myself a pass mark this week. I'd give myself probably an even kind of mark. I'm not disappointed. I'm just not overly excited about it. The one thing I will say is that I'm really running hard at netball, and I'm pushing myself a lot harder at netball. So whether or not I can give myself a little bit of a tick for that, I don't quite know. So we'll move on to show you guys what I've done in my planner, because I have kind of rejigged it a little. Like I told you last week, I wasn't really enjoying the way the tabs were, so I have made new tabs and I have put this into the way that I like it. So we'll jump straight in. I haven't made my plastic dashboard for the front yet, but I will. If you guys are interested in how I make them, I did do a video a long time ago on how I make my protective covers, and I'll link it down below for you. I've said in a couple of the Paper Lovers, when I was going through the Paper Lovers book, how much I loved this, and I just thought that was the best thing to use as my dashboard. So I adore that. I may still put some glitter on I haven't worked it out yet, but we'll get there. So these are my tabs. This is using some wrapping paper from Kikki.K. I think it was from their Father's Day range. My Kikki.K had them out on special. I think I paid $1 a roll, and I still have some left. So I'm really happy with how this looks. I think it looks really nice with the mint. The green and the navy blue I think look really nice together. So this first tab, and I've done round tabs instead of the normal ones. I think they look pretty cool. They don't line up perfectly. They're not the best dividers in the world, but they're certainly going to do the job, and I'm quite happy with them. So the first tab is my goals tab. So all the goals that I have set myself are in here, and what my reward is if I get it. As I said, the first exercise goal was to complete that first 4 weeks of the running app, and that's just not going to happen, so we're just letting that one go. The next section is my daily section. So this is going to be where I fill in my food log and my daily bit. This is the part that will eventually get redone because I just get frustrated filling in that and that. So I tend to skip it. And in fact, I've been really bad with it this week. I've just been so out of control busy that just finding the 5 minutes to write this down is just becoming too hard. And rather than wasting, especially when I'm eating the same things every day, like nothing changes basically every day. I have the same breakfast, the same lunch, and basically the same dinner. It's meat of some description and vegetables, so it's not insanely different every day until such time as I'm actually having to control what I eat because I'm eating different things. I'm not so worried about the food. I know we're eating healthy stuff, or at least better than it was before, so I'm not panicking too much about my food. I'm certainly not keeping control of my calories, so the daily food log in this sense is a bit superfluous, which is why when my new inserts, my daily ones are done, I'm going to be really, really happy. The second one is my weekly section, so it's everything that pertains to just the week. So your meal planner, which I've just got 2 of just because I don't change it that much, your exercise log, and then your weekly reflections, which again I'm being a bit slack with, so I need to catch up on that. The third one is the monthly one, which again, being a bit slack with, I need to catch this up a bit too. So that's where the calendar lives. I just need to go through and write down a bit more of where I did exercise so that I can see where it is. This next tab is going to be my mind section. So as you can see, I've got a couple of colouring pages in here. I haven't started them yet. These are just out of the Mindfullness colouring book. I just cut them out, trim them to size and put them in. And then you've got the mind tasks that are in the planner. So that's there. This next tab is completely empty. This is going to be my beauty section. So I'm going to move my makeup stuff out of my daily planner or my regular planner and put it in here instead. So keeping a list of all my eyeshadows and my lipsticks so I don't end up with doubles. Something I would like to do but I don't think I have the time to do is just to write down, basically I like to try different looks on my eyes every day, like try different colours, combinations and stuff. So write down the ones that I really like so that I can remember to do them next time, which is just finding the time in the morning to do that. It's just a bit hard. And then the bit at the back is just my notes section, so that's just the same note paper that was there, and I've just left a note section. Sorry about that, frog. So that is how I've redesigned it for me. I much prefer this to the way it was before, and I will do a protector at the front there because it needs to be protected. So I guess I should tell you guys how I went this week overall. So this week my weight loss was 1.1 kilos. So I've gone from 103.5 to 102.4. I'm really, really happy with that. I think it hasn't quite put me on track yet, but it's put me I'm much happier with that than I was last week, even though it's only just a tiny little bit more. So that makes a total loss of 2.9 kilos in 3 weeks. So I'm just about where I need to be with that 1 kilo a week goal. So I'm pretty proud of that. I think that's not too bad. I haven't noticed it so much, like I don't sort of walk out in the morning and think I feel lighter. but I have noticed a little bit in some of my clothes, and just in a couple of bits and pieces like here. I sort of noticed that my hips feel a bit skinnier, and my boobs aren't as big as they were before, and that's where I tend to lose weight first. So I'm okay with how things are going. I'm not massively big on scales. I'm more happy with how my clothes fit. So they're fitting a little bit better at the moment. So that's a big thumbs up. So that's pretty much everything with the update. The last thing I'm going to really quickly do is I'm going to announce the winner of my giveaway. Before I do that, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that left comments, left advice. I really appreciate it, and I continue to be blown away with the fact that you guys like these videos and that you watch them. So thank you very much. So the winner is Kirsten Ivasevic. I really hope I got that right. I'm really sorry if I didn't. Her advice was she gave me 3 pieces of advice: to be kind to yourself, take it 1 meal at a time, and drink loads of water. The part that I like most about that is the be kind to yourself, and that's because it was that piece of advice that actually made me feel like it was okay to let my goal of finishing the 4 weeks of my Couch to 5K app go. I was kind of beating up on myself a little bit that I wasn't going to get there, and that piece of advice actually sort of reminded me, no, you've done good so far. You need to stop being so hard on yourself and just go, yeah, let it go, and we'll go back and we'll do it right, and then move forward again and finish the goal maybe a little bit later than we would, but we'll get there a different way. So thank you, Kirsten, for that advice. It actually really meant a lot to me, and it's probably it was my favourite bit of advice that I got. But thank you to everyone for your advice. I really appreciate it. Kirsten, if you can send me a message or leave me a comment, I'll get in touch with you via YouTube, and I'll get your dividers out to you as quick as I possibly can. So that's it for this update, guys. As I said before, thank you again for all your likes and comments. If you did like this video, give me a big thumbs up. If you're doing your own wellness journey or using your wellness planner in any particular way, I'd love to hear about it. So please leave me a comment below. I do read everything you read, even if I don't always have time to comment back. I'm a bit lazy, sorry. I will start commenting back a bit more often. Other than that, guys, I think that's everything I need to tell you. I will talk to you again really soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.